Hi everyone, I'm Jitotep, the goddess astrologer and alchemical initiatrix. We're going to get into the chart for today. This is the Light Goddess Astrology Daily for June 6th, 2022. I'm going to show you the chart now. How are y'all doing? I hope you are doing amazing. So there's a lot going on today. We have the moon in Virgo, so it's, you know, this really energy of maybe judging our process, or maybe just wanting to be in that perfection, but we need to let that go. The moon is also making a quincunx to Jupiter, and it's positive refining and reshaping of our life today. The way we thought we had to do things, we have shed the rules and the programs of the way we thought we had to live. The old motivations have been evaporating and sifting out, kind of like you sift flour. And it's all about like what flows. Like, do you allow yourself to flow in that divine feminine knowing and making the turns into the store, or going and doing things outside of your routine or schedule because your intuition is guiding and leading you there? So with the moon in Virgo, and in this, you will, you know, it'll begin to square the sun this evening, and it'll complete on Tuesday. It's challenging our emotions to let go of perfection and trade it in for curiosity for the sun in Gemini, because it's making that square. So to trade it in for curiosity and lightheartedness, a more cheery baseline attitude towards life, you have to be willing, you know, so you, with the square, you have to be willing to have that more cheery baseline attitude. And yeah, the things that are coming up in our emotions, we want to face and see what's there and what we need to deal with. And the septile of the moon to Lilith is so powerful, because it's like, where are you compromising your integrity? And your integrity is that which holds you together. So it's your beliefs, it's your belief in the good, it's your belief in the magic and abundance, and of acknowledging yourself and the way you want to live versus other people and how they say is the right way to live, to really live for your own soul and your own heart and that divine feminine strength and truth. Venus is at 10 degrees today. Where are we at? She's at 10 degrees today, and she'll be moving off that. She was for most of the day, but already this evening she's moving off that, and she's moving into this. She's going to pass over Uranus this weekend, and so she's at the same degree that the solar eclipse was, April 30th. And so that solar eclipse in Taurus, what are you integrating from these 5 weeks since April 30th? So she'll pass over Uranus this weekend. And so it's about being open to new ways of getting our needs met. So as Venus is leading up to this Uranus conjunction and then going to pass over Uranus, it's about getting our needs met in new ways, getting our desires, and by allowing it to be ways that are different than our ego thinks it should be, or the old ways that we did things, allowing this new paradigm to enter your life and to be how you're living your life. Allow it to be new, allow it to be different than you did things before. So the way you did things before, it can't be that way, and it's never going back to the way it was before. And this is beautiful, because this is the world that we've been wanting. And so it's like these connections, this harmony. It's like, it's going to be harmony through different ways than you got harmony before. It's not going to be the old ways. And it's about whether you vibe match or not. Mars is leading up to this conjunction with Chiron. And so it's very much this really realizing that we can let go of our wounds. There is this newness to dealing with our wounds, and healing is coming from really unique directions, because Saturn is septile to Chiron. So there's healing that's coming from really unique directions, really unique places, allowing it to flow in, allowing spirit to show you the path, and facing whatever emotions, and it's taking actions from that new healed integrated place. And instead of taking action from the wounds, we need to take action from the healed wounds. And with Jupiter in Aries, as we're going to be growing towards this full moon on the 14th, Mars will conjunct Chiron the same day as that full moon within the same 6 hour period. And so Jupiter will be at 5 degrees then, but Jupiter's at this 4 degrees, and it's about this innovation of our beliefs in the good and what we can create and what we can start and begin, and beginning the new stories. It's being really open and letting the quantum shifts happen in our storylines and our story about, and we have a story about everything in life. So we have a story about the world, we have a story about other people, we have a story about our partner, about ourselves, like who we should be, what we should be doing. We have all these handbooks about everything, right? And so your story of life, let that be new. This is the new storylines. This is the new changes. This is the new earth. Uranus and Taurus is new earth. And so what is that? What is that new storyline? And with Saturn and Mercury in square, they never went to an exact square, with Mercury moving backwards, because Mercury only went to 26 degrees Taurus and now is moving forwards. And Saturn's now moving backwards and retrograde at 25 degrees. But Neptune's at 25 degrees, and they're both, equal to 7. It's that spiritual degree. It's that high spiritual degree, that high spirit, that high soul filtering in. And so we're getting this help from spirit, from soul, of directing our Saturn. And Saturn in Aquarius is the innovative new ways to live, that we don't work the old industrial era complex ways. We don't work the old paradigm, the 3D matrix way. We don't work that way. We work in innovation, Aquarius. We work in a unique way that is only unique to ourselves and our own body's rhythms and our own timing and our own energy and our own divine timing, and in co-creation with spirit. And so with Mercury talking to Saturn, really getting the information about these new ways that we do our life, that we do our commitments, that we do our discipline, that we do our determination up the mountain, that it's coming from a motivation that's not motivated by fear and worry and doubt and by the old motivations of money and status and prestige and power, but instead motivated by love, that divine love, motivated by compassion for your divine feminine energies and your natural feminine rhythms, that is motivated by your own soul's timing and spirit's timing and unique creation. Sometimes our ego just wants to push everything out and get things done and strive and be in that masculine. And it's about the divine timing of our own rhythms, and when spirit is letting us know that it's the right time and to take action, because all this Aries energy is taking action, but it's taking aligned action, it's taking intuitive action, it's taking action from flow. Mars just spent all this time in Pisces. It's about taking action from flow. And the Scorpio, the Scorpio South Node is really about releasing the past and releasing the ways we did the past that weren't simple, the way we made things complex, healing those complex ways we dealt with the past, that we dealt with life, that we dealt with commitments and intimacy and our personal sexual power. And it's also about that repressed anger. And with this moon septile to Lilith today, it's like, where is their repressed, trapped anger? Where is your personal sexual power as a woman, your sacral power? And what is trapped there? What needs released? What angers need to be dealt with and faced? Because that's when you move into your highest frequencies. Every time you face these angers and these emotions that come up, that we need to release, to move through, and to heal. So facing it is the way to heal it. Facing it is the way to retrieve your power that was lost in those circumstances or those past life karmas that are playing out in this life, that it's time to heal. And all these energies are allowing you to be in flowing with healing, flowing where spirit's leading you to go. If the emotions are coming up, they're rising to be released, healed, mended, to retrieve your power and to retrieve the messages that those emotions have for you. Our emotions have really important messages for us, and we do that beautiful work in Alchemical Goddess, my coaching program. So this is rebirth. So realize that we have the darkness that comes, and the rebirth is always on the other side of that. There's always a rebirth of positive emotions after really intense negative emotions, or negative shadow periods, or having been in the shadow for a bit or been in the darkness. So realize that the rebirth is on its way. Reinvent yourself. Like this is the time. Aries energy is to begin the new you, begin the new story, Jupiter, begin the new way that you take action in your life, the way that you do your schedules that are coming from intuition, that are coming from your divine timing. Reinvent the way that you work. Do it the new way. Do it the way that is really creative and fun, that's coming from joy, instead of coming from scarcity, instead of coming from overwhelm, instead of coming from fear. We got support. Realize that you are absolutely supported by your guides, by your angels, and by spirit, and by your own soul. You are a soul. You're not a body, you are a soul. And so your own soul is connecting you ever deeper. So get out of that mind. When you release the mind, and this is Gemini season, there's a lot of mental activity going on. It's not that that's wrong or bad. You let it flow through you so you can capture some of the good ideas. So just realize, though, that the mind can ping around a lot in Gemini season, and in some of the Gemini energy that we have coming up this month. And so let that happen and flow, so that the good ideas you can capture, but don't think every idea or everywhere your brain goes is what to follow or what to believe. Realize that it's your intuition. So tap into your heart, tap into your intuition. Always back behind the mind is where that deep knowing comes from. You are so supported. So if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling like you're without, connect in to your heart and to spirit, and to pull that love through your body. Do some heart breathing. Use your spiritual gig bag, which we do in Light Goddess Sisterhood and in Alchemical Goddess. So imagination, believe in the dreams. Sometimes we don't feel safe in the good because we've been down so long. We just began thinking that was normal. It got normalized. The bad, the tough, the difficult, the challenge got normalized. And so realize that it's okay to dream. It's safe to dream, and that your dreams get to come true this lifetime, that you're Light Goddess on the leading edge. You're a pioneer. You're meant to be a guide for humanity, and that unique sacred calling that sacred soul calling that is yours. And so whatever that is for your business and for what you're doing in this world, realize that you are meant to get to heal in this life and heal the old past lives. That's what we do in Alchemical Goddess. That's we sit in sisterhood with each other in Light Goddess Sisterhood. The next Sacred Woman ceremony is coming up on the 28th. It is powerful. It's going to be on the new moon exactly. Going to be doing them on either the balsamic moon, typically around there, every month. So you can join us in Light Goddess Sisterhood if you would like to join us for that. It is really only women that really feel resonant with each other, and really powerful women. Realize that give yourself permission to imagine your biggest, highest, ultimate dream, and to know that you absolutely can have that, and that you are creating it every moment. Realize that we're not going towards a destination. Our vision is our lifestyle, that we live it as a lifestyle. This card wanted to come out, gentleness. So are you being gentle with yourself, or are you beating yourself up? Are you acknowledging all of your changes and all your growth? This astrology, what we've accomplished in just the last month and a half alone, is massive internal changes. And the realizations of all of that are just going to keep rolling out over this next 6 months. So realize that there's a lot of realizations of what has shifted and changes, and a lot more changes coming, that we're really living this new paradigm, this new story. So let yourself live there. Be gentle with yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself. Stop judging yourself so much for what you get accomplished and what you don't. Just keep taking aligned action, and also wiggling the mindset on what you should accomplish. How do you know what you should accomplish and what you shouldn't? And are you giving yourself a really fair timeline for what you need to make happen? some people have really strict timelines and are in that striving, pushing masculine energy. This is about working from the divine feminine. This is about working from your intuition and divine timing, not man-made timing. So friendship with the bunny and the unicorn, so amazing. Seek out your soul family and your soul tribe. We need to be around others who have the same belief system and narrative, or at least, you know, similar-ish. When you're around too much of the general population that's really sucked into the program and is really, you know, on the juice and is really in these illusions and really buying into the fear project and buying into the media, is so important to be around your soul family and be around other people who co-sign this narrative, who are living a soul life, who are living a soul reality, who understand they are soul, who understand they're part of the galactic family, who understand that they are here to do big works, to move humanity into higher consciousness, to move humanity out of fear, and that you have big work to do, important things to do, and you need to get on with it, and not just be appeasing and doing false pleasure and escaping and drinking and drugging and all of that, but actually living like an amazing life, living the adventure. Realize that you're the healer and you're the healed, and that you get to be healed in this life, and that you have amazing healing that you're doing just by weaving light in and through society, just by being who you be around other people and bringing that light, just by never compromising your beliefs, never compromising your assertiveness, your power, never coming down to somebody else's frequency. Always stay up and let them rise up to you, or it's not a match. Move on. Spiritual discernment, realizing that, you know, being spiritual doesn't mean that you just let anybody walk all over you, or you have to be nice all the time. It's not about being nice. It's about being in your power. It's about being assertive. It's about being that you don't have to be kind to somebody who's sucking your energy dry. Walk away. You don't have to politely say anything. Just walk away. You don't owe anybody to say anything. You don't owe anybody an explanation for what you do and how you do it and why you do it. You don't owe, I mean, we don't have to go around being mean, but you don't owe anybody, you don't owe anybody a certain propriety that's been made up in society when they're sucking your energy dry, when they're like being inane, when they're just not your people, when they're putting you down in some way. So balance, realize that balance is your own unique inner balance. And it comes from being deeply resourced as a woman, having enough play, having enough pleasure, having enough rest, having enough of your needs being met, and having enough work and accomplishment in your life too. It's really about that creation, having enough creation that you're doing in life. Sanctuary. So make sure you are having that sanctuary inside. The sanctuary is truly inside. It's not someplace external in the world. When you're taking it, trying to get it from an external place in the world, there's always never that internal foundation that's so strong. You want those deep internal roots before the external provides the sanctuary. And so realize that you might need some alone time, you might need some journaling time, some walking in the woods. This is a powerful day. The weekend episode, I really encourage you watching that, because it was a very powerful episode and it has a lot of information about the astrology that's going on right now. And the last message is trust. I really encourage you to like this video so more women can find it. Really appreciate that. Trust, like I had this jacket on, and it's Encinitas jacket. I'm actually about ready to get rid of it because it's so old. The color is kind of worn, and I'm about ready to get my new jacket. And it's pretty, but because I was wearing this, somebody saw it and we started talking, had a great conversation. They're like, "What the hell are you doing here?" Of all places, because I just go to little cool quaint towns, and I'm traveling the country, so I just go wherever I want to go. And they're like, "I wouldn't expect somebody from Encinitas to be here," and it's like, well, I wouldn't expect somebody from London to be here. He's from London originally, and I found this town because I talked to another gal in another coffee shop, and she's this Leo chick, and she's really cool chick, and I asked her, I was like, "Where's a cool coffee shop to go to?" And she's like, "Oh, check out this town." And she's like, "It's really far away." I'm like, "I don't care where it's at, just tell me where." And it ended up being this quaint, beautiful, quiet town, and where I was at, people were just honking and too much Mars energy, not expressed in a healthy way. And so now I'm here in this beautiful area that's just so peaceful. So it's like, trust your intuition, trust being guided, trust who you get to connect with, and being pulled in these beautiful ways. Like spirit is trying to pull you into your new story, your new life, the beautiful journey. Trust in your soul. trust in your journey through life. And there's a lot of healing that can be needed on this path. And that's what Alchemical Goddess is for. My coaching program, you can book a complimentary goddess call at thegoddessastrologer.com. The daily the sun sign horoscopes will be up by the end of day today on the Light Goddess podcast. You can reach the links below. You can also reach the links by going to my Instagram at Peace Hotep. So it's really easy to reach all the links there. And it's the Light Goddess podcast has 376 episodes plus. So there's thousands of dollars of free coaching there. I talk about the Divine Feminine Awakening journey. I talk about doing spiritual business on your intuition as a woman. I talk about this personality and dealing with our mind and our emotions and doing that thought work and that emotions work and how to face our emotions so we're not pushing them down. Because like, what are we going to do? Just suppress them and then keep growing the shadow bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. This is the time to heal that shadow. And we talk about all of that on the podcast. Such juicy, good stuff. So much inspiration, so much frequency raising stuff there. So thank you for liking this video. I'll see you on the next Light Goddess Astrology Daily.